All right, so you want to learn how to get patients? I'm going to show you 3 ways to get more patients into your clinic in this video. Hey, Yuri, Elkaim, your founder and CEO of Healthpreneur. We help health and wellness professionals fill and scale their practices, both online as well as brick and mortar, by working smarter, not harder. And in this short video, I want to share with you a couple ways to help you get more patients. So let's just jump right in if we can. First and foremost, there are 2 things to consider, okay? There's 2 ways that we want to think about getting more patients. Number 1 is existing, right? And then we have new. So when we talk about existing, we want to think of existing people who are existing patients, right? And obviously existing prospects. So think of prospects as people that are on your email list, who have called into the clinic, who have opted in for something that you may have given up online, like a free report, book, etc. Okay? Now, this is really where the biggest opportunity is in most businesses, because what we're always seeking is like new. But the reality is that if you've got a few hundred people or a few thousand people on your email list, that's the biggest opportunity. So I want to start here, if that's okay with you. And so the first thing that we want to do is we want to leverage email. Now, we have a whole system called Send Email Book Patients. And essentially what this entails is sending emails to your email list. Not rocket science, is it? But like with anything, the results are really dependent upon the effectiveness of the emails, the campaigns, what is being sent, the subject lines, all that kind of stuff. One of the biggest challenges that practitioners come to us with is like, okay, I have an email list, but I haven't emailed them for several months. And so the last thing you want to do if that's your situation is sending them offers right away, because they're like, who are you again? I don't even remember you. So this needs to be done in a very specific manner with the right type of nurturing to re-engage your audience to the point where you can build that relationship and then have really, I can't even think of the word, I guess, built up the ability to make an ask, right? So one of the things that we need to avoid is your email list. If they're cold, they don't know you, all of a sudden you're just asking them to do stuff. Come into the clinic for an appointment. Here's a special offer. That's one of the biggest mistakes you can avoid. Email needs to be done it needs to be done properly. Email marketing is very different than it was when I started online in 2006. Very different landscape now, right? Email deliverability is down. People are just overwhelmed with emails. So it needs to be done in a very specific fashion, but at the same time, it's a very, very, very powerful opportunity. In fact, one of our clients, Beth, has a health clinic, and she used our campaigns. Like, we've got the Wakey campaign, the re-engagement campaign. With COVID, we had the whole pivot practice campaign, and they made $41,000 in 40 days using our email campaigns. And I'll include just a quick screenshot if you want to see what she's done. And actually, the one I'm going to share with you, they did $29,000 and change in just over a month. So, we'll often get people that come to us and say, yeah, like I send emails already. I've sent them before. I've done this stuff. Like, that's great. You should have, and that's awesome. But if you're not getting the results that you could be, then you're not doing it properly, right? Like Bruce Lee says, I fear not the man who does one kick 10,000 times, but I fear not the man who does 10,000 kicks once. I fear the man who does one kick 10,000 times. So this is really about knowing how to master this and having the right language, the right strategy to add value, but also position yourself in a way where people are like, yep, I'd like to take the next step with you. So that's the first thing when we're talking about on the existing side, okay? Again, I'm going to give you one more, and this is probably even bigger than email, is text. We have a system called Send Text, Book Patients, right? Really clever, right? So text, here's the cool thing, is that statistically 93% of everyone who receives a text opens it within 3 minutes. You will never see that kind of engagement or open rate on an email. Never. You're lucky if your emails are getting 30 to 40% open rates, and that's very high. Most people are anywhere from 10 to 20%. To get 93% of your messages opened on someone's cell phone is a huge, huge opportunity. However, there's also a danger with this. We all have very overwhelmed inboxes. If you're not managing it properly, obviously it can be more overwhelming. But very few of us have overwhelming home screens on our phones. And what that means is you can't bombard people with text messages in the same way that people bombard you with emails, because it's a sacred space and it needs to be used very intelligently. And when I say text messages, I'm not talking about, hey, come into the clinic for 50% off this week. I'm not talking about garbage like that. You see, the key, to making all of your text and emails work well is being extremely conversational and not promotional. If you look up online, like text messages for service-based business or stuff like that, you're going to see all this garbage out there that talks that'll give you like little scripts of like, hey, come into the clinic for 50% off massage this week. Come in for a free adjustment. All that kind of nonsense, you will get zero, or not zero, but you will get a very low response rate with that type of messaging. And the reason that our text message systems or our text message campaigns are so powerful is because they're used in such a way that you would have a conversation with a friend. In fact, we have 13 text campaigns that we give all of our clients, and like right when they start working with us, because even if you don't have a big email list, you most likely have people's phone numbers, at least patients. And if you're like a lot of practitioners that we help, you might find yourself chasing people to rebook in with you, and that can be annoying. And one of the most effective ways, if people are not on some type of prescription plan with you over time, to get them coming in is by using text messaging. And the cool thing is, listen, if you've got 500 people and you have their phone numbers, I'm not saying take out your phone 500 times and send 500 individual messages. We have a system that we use where you can send literally, you push one button, it sends to 500 people, but each person receives it as an automated but personalized message. So it saves you a huge amount of time and it's extremely effective. So text messaging and email are extremely effective at helping you activate existing patients or reactivate patients or prospects who haven't come into the clinic or worked with you for quite some time. So that's the existing side. I want to finish off here real quick with we have 11 profit plays. We call them profit plays that we give our clients to find or to have new people find you and come wanting to work with you. I want to share one of them with you right here. And this is something we call the appointment funnel. So the appointment funnel, as the name implies, is really about helping you get appointments booked. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to leverage a Facebook ad. And if you've never run Facebook ads, don't worry. They are relatively simple for most people with the right guidance to do very well and very profitably. Most of our clients see anywhere from a 2 to 10x return in about 30 days of running their ads. Because the goal with your Facebook ads is not to give money to Facebook, it's to make a barter with Facebook. The challenge with Facebook in general and social media is that it is a pay-to-play platform. And that means if you post something organically for free on your page, less than 2% of your followers are going to see that. That's what's really happening now, okay, statistically. So if you have 1,000 followers, 20 people are going to see that. That's nothing. That's very discouraging. So what we need to do is we need to put some money behind this. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow Facebook to show it to more people. The more money you give Facebook, the more people Facebook is going to show your message to, right? And the beautiful thing is that you don't need to start off with a huge budget. In fact, you don't even need a budget. We use something called patient financed acquisition. And what that allows you to do is it allows you to not have a budget because the acquisition of patients pays for your ad spend. This is obviously, it needs to be done properly, right? But anyways, the beautiful thing is you don't need a briefcase of cash to start advertising. You just need a credit card. You throw $15, $20 a day on your ads and you're going to bring people into your world. So here's how this works. We have a Facebook ad. We bring people to some type of landing page in exchange for what we call a lead magnet. Person leaves their name and email and they opt in. And then on the next page, we're going to have an invitation to book in an appointment with you. Okay, so this is gonna be a video. We're gonna have a headline and we have a call to action button. Now this button is going to go to some type of calendar. Okay, so they're gonna book in an appointment with you. Either they're gonna call into the clinic or they're gonna use an online scheduling tool. And the key to making this work, there's obviously a lot of little things here to make this work, but I'll tell you this is one of the most powerful and simple ways to get people coming into your clinic who are qualified and warmed up to who you are already. This right here, so I'm just gonna point out a few things. So what you offer people is called a lead magnet in the world of online marketing. If you've never heard of that, basically it's a downloadable resource. So it could be a checklist, a PDF, a recipe guide, anything that's gonna be helpful for the people you're looking to serve. But in order for this to make sense, the number one thing you have to start with, and I've mentioned this in many other videos, is, well, who is this ad being shown to? And so if you have a clinic, and let's say that this is your clinic in the middle, we're looking anywhere between a 5 to 10 mile radius. And so what Facebook is going to do is they're going to show this ad to people within a 5 to 10 mile radius. You can specify it based on interest or specific behaviors or actions that would most likely identify them as your perfect patients. But in order for that to happen, again, you have to identify that single target market, because if you try to help everyone, you're going to end up helping no one. And so the challenge that we see a lot of times is when we're speaking to practitioners, they come to us because they want more patients, and we ask them, how are you currently getting patients? And they often say stuff like word of mouth. And the thing is, word of mouth is fine as the cherry on top, but it's really a death trap, because if you rely on word of mouth, you have no system, you have no predictability, you have no control over your marketing and lead generation. And so by having more of a system like this that works on your behalf 24/7, so you have leverage now. You're not the one trading time for dollars, putting this message in front of people. Facebook is. You've set this up once. Now the system does all the work for you. And that's a really, really important concept to really dial in, because this is what it's about to become a business owner as opposed to being simply self-employed. Self-employed has no leverage. When you start to become a business owner, you start to leverage systems. When you become an investor, you start to leverage money. So you are really tapping into both of those. You're the business owner because you're developing and leveraging systems, and you're leveraging money by giving Facebook a little bit of money every day. And Facebook shows your message to more of your perfect people. That way people come in, they're going to download the lead magnet. They're like, hey, yeah, this is something I'm interested in. And then on the next page, we're going to invite them to take the next step with you, which is going to be to come into the clinic or book in a call or whatever that is for you. This page right here is one of the most important pieces of real estate in your entire business. And very often what this looks like is, hey, thanks so much for downloading this. Check your email. That is a massive, massive mistake. You need to know how to do this properly, because this is one of the most important pieces of real estate that will help you help more people, make more money, and really make sure this entire process is dialed in. So this is what we call the appointment funnel. Again, you may have seen something like this in the past and you're thinking to yourself, well, this is not rocket science. Exactly. I'm not here to reinvent the wheel. I'm here to help you perfect it. And that's what we do better than anyone else in our industry. And if you'd like our help to deploy this type of system in your business and get the exact text and email campaigns that we give our clients to help them achieve results like $41,000 in 40 days, then we'd be delighted to help you. And all you have to do that, at least take the first step, is to book in a free practice growth session with us. On that call, it's really a consult. We'll look at where your business is at, where you want to go, what are some of the things you're doing right now, what's not working, what is, and then based on all that, we'll put together a customized game plan for your situation to best help you. If that's of interest to you and you own your own practice, you've been in business for a while and you're amazing at what you do, and you're willing to take the reins of the marketing and business acumen in your business because it's very important to do so instead of outsourcing it, then this might be a really good fit for you. So there should be a link around this video. Go ahead, click on that now. It'll take you over to a page. It'll ask you a few questions about your business so that we have a better sense of how we can best help you on the phone. Sound good? So go ahead, do that now. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope this has been helpful for you. I've given you 3 ways to get more patients into your clinic. And I've also alluded to the fact that word of mouth is not a reliable system. It's a nice cherry on top, but if your entire marketing is based on hoping people are going to come in, maybe it's time we have a chat. All right, thanks so much. Yuri Elkaim here. I'll talk to you soon.